I would like to call back Rika to share her reflections and to summarize the session now.
Wow, what an exciting panel. I hope you can see me, but it's night over here in Tokyo right now. So it's been such an engrossing discussion and conversation up to this point. So I had forgotten how dark it got outside. Anyway, getting back to the panel and the case studies that have been shared. Thank you to everybody that has shared such a detailed account of how people have gone through different types of challenges and innovation, and being able to look at it through the lenses of, one would be about impact for children, and the other is impact through decentralization. I think these were really helpful for us to get our heads around how can innovation actually, or how can innovative activities lend to the development in these areas. And so today we've heard from a wide range of examples. So, just to pick a couple of differences, we heard from different regions. We heard from Jordan, India, Myanmar, Malaysia, Pakistan, and Thailand. And we've heard from these locations that have very different infrastructures. They have very different environments. They have very different social fabric, and they have very different resources to put into each of their projects. We also found out that they all have very different challenges. Some were challenges around sourcing, some were challenges around support, some were challenges that were situational, some were about collaboration, and a lot of it, I think, when we think back to it, is about negotiating business value with the people that can actually be there to help you. And to all of these differences, we obviously heard from each of these cases how their solutions were also very different. So even in form of addressing children's impact, you see that they were using different impact points, experiences, processes, and systems were the solutions. Technology was a solution for one. And when we take decentralization, they didn't just do it in one form of addressing the system. They actually also looked at accessibility, they looked at location, and they looked at leveraging different types of situational opportunities. And so it's quite interesting to understand how, innovation isn't going to be a single standard format of moving forward from one to another. And that it's really about trying to identify the best solution for the context that you're given. But I also wanted to pull out what the similarities we've heard from all of these different case studies. So we heard that they all had the ability to identify the pain in the system, or the pain that people are going through. We've heard that some pain came from personal pain, and that developed into an impact of trying to leverage existing information and to use timely iteration on timely material, right, to bring that impact around. We also found that what's similar is that everybody went through a form of experimentational. And it wasn't just a haphazard experiment. They were all very intentional and very careful in their planning and in their trying to measure and evaluate sort of their solutions. And I also think that one thing that they all have in common is that they're all addressing behaviors and mental modes. So this is about how people perceive or experience something, and how you change their expectations so that they might react differently. And then finally, one thing that I'm very sure about after hearing everybody talk today is that the passion for the end users is very similar, and the passion to think through to the delivery and to think differently about it was definitely something that all of these cases that we've heard today shared. After all this, you think that innovation is over, yet it isn't. I think from every single case we've heard and every single person who spoke today, they all talked about further iteration. And so I think I would leave this this platform to sort of talk about innovation in terms of the iteration. And we can certainly expect more iteration to come from each of these projects and the cases that we've heard today. And the questions and the comments and the discussions from the audience today, I'm sure, has also helped with our panelists as well as our case study doctors to try to think through on some of their ideas. So thank you, everybody, and thank you, Aditi.